78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC, Lions Den basketball community in this case. All right, check it out, y'all. So I want to talk a little bit about the Philadelphia 76ers and their, newly acquired James Harden. It's been a lot of controversy surrounding James Harden this year and last year as well. James Harden, for whatever reason, seems to be a media darling. He seems to be getting a lot of passes from the mainstream media, passes that they just don't give, quite frankly, to other players. Now, I'm not one of these guys who believes that a player has to win a championship in order to have any type of relevancy or any type of all-time great status. I don't believe that. Plenty of great players like Charles Barkley, Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing, so on and so forth, that didn't win NBA titles. Allen Iverson, one of my favorites, they didn't win NBA titles. A lot of things go into winning an NBA championship, but James Harden, I feel is getting a pass from criticism. Last year, I had to endure, as a Milwaukee Bucks fan, I had to endure the wrath of the media, who for whatever reason, decided that they were going to organize and end Giannis Antetokounmpo's honeymoon, okay? And, Giannis had won back-to-back MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year. He was doing great. And, people were saying he was choking in the playoffs. They say his numbers dropped and he was choking. He couldn't get it done in the playoffs is what they were saying for the last couple of years, right? They say Giannis can't get past the wall. Now, meanwhile, the wall, when they say the wall, for all you people that repeat this, what they mean when they say Giannis can't get past the wall is mean when he's triple and quadruple teamed, right? When he has the ball at the top of the key, they put 4 guys on him, okay? 4 guys to build a wall. That's what they mean by he can't get past the wall. He can't get past a triple or quadruple team, so therefore they criticize the man. I don't know no player on the planet that can get past a quadruple team, but whatever. So the media criticized Giannis last year, and they were also angry because he re-signed with Milwaukee. The media wanted to bully him into leaving a small market team like Milwaukee and go play with the Lakers, go play in Miami, go play somewhere where the media is more comfortable visiting on vacation, basically. So he re-signed, and they ended his honeymoon. They started criticizing Giannis for the first time in his career, really started criticizing him, about winning a championship. And he got to get it done in the playoffs. He succeeded. He got it done. I don't care what your excuses are. Kevin Durant's foot was on the line. Listen, that happened in the second round of the playoffs, not the NBA Finals, okay? Cut it out. Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks got it done. So no matter what happens this year, they won a championship. Giannis has that on his resume, Finals MVP. However, the same criticism isn't being put on James Harden for some strange reason, okay? People love to tell you how Russell Westbrook is a choke artist, and he's played with Kevin Durant. He's played with Bradley Beal, okay? He's played with James Harden twice, okay? He's played with LeBron James now. He's played with Paul George, right? And Russ hasn't been able to get it done. Okay, cool. Fair points. Now, why isn't James Harden held to the same standard? James Harden has played with Russell Westbrook twice. He's played with Kevin Durant twice. He's played with CP3. Okay? Now he forces himself out of another team, and now he's playing with Joel Embiid. Now listen, James Harden was in Houston getting 36 points a game type numbers. Everybody talking about James Harden MVP, blah, blah, blah. He forces himself out of Houston. They put him over in Brooklyn on a super team with Kevin Durant, himself, and Kyrie Irving. The whole team did a horrendous choke job the whole first season they were together, okay? Didn't get it done. You can blame it on injuries, whatever. It's always injuries and on every team. But fine, they didn't get it done. This year, Kyrie Irving refuses to get, the shot or whatever, and he can only play in road games, can't play in whole games. Kevin Durant is injured at the time. James Harden says, I don't want this responsibility. So he forces himself out of Brooklyn to go over to Philly with Joel Embiid, who is a top MVP candidate this year. So now he's playing with Joel Embiid, one of, if not the most dominant center in the game, okay? James Harden has run out of excuses, in my opinion. James Harden has to get it done. Now, I'm not saying he has to win a championship to be considered a great player. I think he's a great player. But what I'm saying is they can't lose because of him anymore, okay? He can't just show up in the playoffs and choke, because that's what he does. He's been doing every time he gets to the playoffs. James Harden doesn't get the imaginary bump calls and the three-point plays. He don't get that stuff in the playoffs. The referees kind of hold their whistle a little bit more. So he gets frustrated, and he's not the same player. He's going to have to show me and show the world this year that he can get it done with Joel Embiid. He has no more excuses, right? I thought Philly personally gave up too much to get James Harden. I thought they should have kept Seth Curry. But, they gave up Seth Curry and Andre Drummond, who's over there snatching up every rebound in sight over there in Brooklyn. But, with Joel Embiid and James Harden, they still got Harris over there. They should be able to perform and go deep into the playoffs, if not go to at least bare minimum Eastern Conference finals. They should be in the Eastern Conference finals for sure with this team. You know what I mean? But, we'll see what happens, okay? I personally think James Harden in the playoffs is trash. You know what I mean? I think when he gets to the playoffs, he's trash. You know what I mean? I think Joel Embiid is having a career year. He's trying his best to win. He wants to win. He's very passionate about that. He's worked on his game. Joel Embiid is a monster, right? James Harden is like, come on, like the other game they lost versus Brooklyn, right? Now, this is a game that you're supposed to show up for. Now, look at this now. James Harden plays against Brooklyn, a team he just left. They dog him. Absolutely dog him, right? The media talked about it a little bit, but no big deal. They didn't badger James Harden, right? Westbrook, on the other hand, who has had a horrendous year, Westbrook plays against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Patrick Beverley talking crazy to him, and the media's talking about it for 3 days straight. Oh, Beverley owned Westbrook. Oh, Beverley's talking smack to West. Why isn't Russ doing anything? Well, they turned that into a whole story, but said nothing about James Harden absolutely getting dog walked by his former team. Okay, so only thing I'm saying here is this: I expect big things from Philly this year. It's a tight race. The Eastern Conference is very tight this year. You got, Philly is battling with the Milwaukee Bucks for the second seed. So, one day Philly's at number 2. The next day, the Bucks at number 3. You just don't know what's going to happen until, it's still about 14 games left in the season before the playoffs. So we'll see how all this unfolds. I think the Milwaukee Bucks have one of the toughest schedules left in the NBA. But, we should be able to get it done now. We got Brook Lopez back, so we'll see what happens with that. But y'all let me know what y'all think. What do you expect from Philly this year? What do you expect from James Harden? You know what I mean? 78 Sports TV, salute to the mighty LDBC, and I holla.